Katie Tunstall.
We were just talking about when we first met.
20 years ago.
I know.
And it's the anniversary of Eye to the Telescope.
I know.
20 years ago.
It's wild.
How's it feel?
We're still in the game.
Still in the game. Are you surprised to be still in the game?
I mean, in some ways you always are. Like you're constantly pinching yourself, especially that an old album is still connecting with people and people are still loving the songs and the thing you don't think about is that people have been playing the album to their kids.
Yeah.
And now we've got these amazing young people coming up saying how much they love it and they, play guitar. And then in some ways, it took me all my 20s getting good at playing to get to a place where the album, finally took off.
Yeah.
And so there was a bit of experience behind me as a musician at that point. And so I think I had an inkling, because I was like 29 when I signed my deal. I was 30. I just had chubby cheeks. I just looked young on Jools Holland. But I definitely had a knowledge of what it takes.
Aye.
And how hard you've got to work to actually be a professional musician.
Because you put in the miles, you were travelling around all these radio stations, you were doing these showcases at radio stations, so you might get some airplay.
Yeah.
And I remember when we first met 20 years ago, and you came into our radio station, it was at Real Radio, it was in a business park in Baillieston in Glasgow, and you came in your own, you had nobody with you, you had no entourage or nothing.
Yeah.
You came in and you had your guitar, you had a wee tambourine, and you performed Black Horse and the Cherry Tree to us, and we all went away. What was her name again? Oh, Katie. Yeah, that was quite a nice wee song. And then, how long it was, and it blew, just went huge.
Yeah, and I was just saying to you that I was playing the bean sings. Because there used to be those coffee shops around Scotland, and go and play those, or play pubs, or restaurants even. Yeah. And I even had my loop pedal at that point, and I was sort of plugging it in all myself, and people were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," but no one was like going mad for it. And so it was such a surprise for me when I did Jools, and everyone went bananas because no one had really been going mad. Because I think they didn't quite see what I was doing.
Yeah, or understood what was going on. And then Jools Holland happens, and as they say, the rest is history. That would be
changed
true,
my life
Aye.
overnight, and it was a really strange experience. They say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success,
Yeah.
And that was exactly what happened, but it was overnight. I just suddenly I was running my own website at the time, and I would get like 3 emails a day.
Right.
And I woke up the next day and there was like 600 emails in my inbox or something. It was mad.
Were you like, I've made it?
Do you know when I knew I'd made it?
Go on.
One of the moments.
So is there actual
There's definitely moments.
Okay.
One of them was in those emails. I got one from a guy that just went, I'm writing to you because I don't know who else to talk to. I'm a proper punk, and all my mates love I'm an old punk, he said.
Punk, yeah.
And all my mates love punk, and I can't tell them that I love your music. But I love you, and I thought if I can get the old punks, I'm probably doing pretty well.
You're doing very well. And then everything exploded for you at that point. Did at any point up to that point in your life, did you ever think about giving it up? Did you feel like it was never going to happen because of the work you'd put in, the graft you'd put in, the hours that you'd put in? Did you just feel like it was never meant to be?
It's really hard to remember feeling completely despondent. I definitely had a total roller coaster of doors being closed and banging on them and banging on them. And one of the biggest things that was most difficult as a young artist was trying to get in front of people. So I'd be calling around all the labels and publishers in London, trying to get A&R guys to come up and watch a gig in Scotland, because I wanted to stay in Scotland. I didn't want to go to London.
Right.
Partly because I knew it was just so expensive, and I didn't really know people down there. So I was trying to get people up here to come and see gigs, and they'd say that they were coming, and you'd put on a big show, and then they wouldn't come. Every single time. And I remember there was one year I managed to get a gig at the Edinburgh Festival. I was probably about 26 at that point. So I'd been going a few years and nothing was happening. And I finally was like to my mum and dad, I was like, why, this is proper. Come to the Edinburgh Festival. I've got a gig. And they came through to Edinburgh. We went to the venue and I wasn't on the lineup. And they hadn't put me down. And I was that was a real, gutting failure.
Did that feel like a moment in your career at that time that this was probably not going to happen for you?
I never thought it definitely wouldn't happen, because when you talk about it happening, you know, people think about what I've got, which is like the tour bus with my face on it outside. Do you know what I mean?
Private jets.
I never really hankered after that. The ambition was to get successful enough that I didn't need another job.
Got you.
And so I didn't need to make it massive.
Right.
That was never like a need.
Yeah.
But I did want to travel. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of built into being pretty successful. If
Musician,
it's taking you
travel,
to if it's taking you to other countries, but I didn't really think about it that deeply. The main thing was, I don't want to work for someone else. I want to work for myself. And I knew all the Fence Collective guys, King Creosote, and the Beta Band guys from Fife, and they were living kind of hand to mouth. The Beta Band got a deal, and they actually did it. So they were sort of quite inspiring. But for a long time, I was a total outsider artist. Didn't want a record deal. I wanted to do it independently.
Right. Or a bit of a rebel.
A bit of a rebel. And really towards the end of my 20s, I was going, do you know what? I think I'm going to have to try and really just go the normal route. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And
here we are 20 years on.
Yeah.
And I was saying to the guys behind the scenes here that I interviewed Jim Kerr not that long ago.
Did you? I love Jim.
And I was telling Jim, not knowing I was going to be speaking to you tonight, and I was saying to Jim in an interview that we did on the radio, I says, Jim, there's a version of your song that I think is one of the best cover versions of all time. And it was a version of Promised You a Miracle that you did with Jim Kerr. It was a duet between you two. Their acoustic one.
Record.
And he told me a story about that particular day that involves you, obviously. And I want to hear your version of that story, because what Jim tells is this, is that you, Katie Tunstall, and Jim Kerr were in the studio, and you were going to be doing this version of Promised You a Miracle.
Yeah.
And you sent Jim Kerr to the shops to get some chocolates and
I
crisps
didn't
and
send
sweeties.
him. That's not true.
Right, so you sent him away, and when he came back with all these goodies, you had everything done. You had basically had the track set to go.
He might have definitely felt like I was sending him to the shop. but I'm a bossy bee in the studio, so.
But you sent him away. He says, and he was happy to go.
I just get like so into it, and I've got all these ideas. I'm talking to Andy, the producer, who's like, you know, come on, do this. And Jim like couldn't get a word in edgeways. He was just like, I'm going to get some M&Ms.
That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. He went and got M&Ms.
Just like grinning, took off.
Right. Well, his version is that you sent him.
I did. I was like, get out, Jim.
See you, Jim Kerr, legend of Scottish
Jim.
music. Aye, get out.
Get to the shop.
And he did say, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass here when I tell you this, but he did say you're the one of the most talented people that he's ever worked with. That's what he said. Jim Kerr said that about you, and you know the people he's worked with.
That's really amazing. And Simple Minds took me on tour with them a couple of times, and I mean, talk about meeting your heroes.
Well, you were at Billy Houston Park there. You were at Billy Houston.
Yeah, we were just playing up there.
Yeah, that's right.
But they're just the most generous people.
Yeah.
With with their souls and with their wallets, they just look after everyone so well. But when I first started going out on tour with Simple Minds, I was having a little bit of a hard time, where I felt like I was just absolutely killing myself touring, and my career wasn't really firing.
Right.
So most of the time I was just breaking even, which a lot of musicians will relate to that. It's very expensive to tour, and you're trying to juggle paying people, and you end up just, going home with a tenner after you've spent all the money that you earned, and it just seems like madness. And I remember him saying to me, I said, how do you get through this bit? Because I believe that there's another side, I'll get to another side. You've just got to get through that trough.
Yes.
And he just said, Katie, I remember driving past the stadium that we'd played to play a little pub. And we're in a van. And we're playing in the pub, not the stadium. And that's when you know whether you still want to do it or not. And now they're back in the stadium,
That's right. Yeah.
And so it was just this resilience and an authenticness of why you're doing it. And I think it's really easy to lose sight of why you're doing it, especially when you do get the trappings and it becomes very comfortable and everybody's really excited about you. It's how you react in those times where people don't care.
Basically, don't give up. Don't give up on your dream. I mean, that's
or if you're not passionate about it anymore, then move on.
Move on.
Do something else. But I think one of the things with me is you can't complain that your fans aren't buying your album. Yeah. They're not under contract to love everything that you make. And it's on us to make sure, and it's sort of the same feeling that I have with this AI conversation, which is definitely worrying, but you have to make work that excites people enough to engage with it and want to spend their hard-earned cash on coming to see you. Make the show, like Andy Burrows, Razorlight, amazing man. We're doing this 2-piece show together. And every time we get together to do this show, we're like, how can we make it better? What can we do? How do we tweak it? We're both just so excited about playing live.
So it's not just a case of turning up.
No, not at all. We had a rehearsal before our HMV gig in Birmingham yesterday. And we're like, and I was like, I'm buying this cymbal that it sounds like people clapping when you hit it. I'm changing the sounds on this patch because it could definitely be better than it is. What about we tweak that? And in Black Horse, we've got a new mashup, because I always do a mashup. Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds.
It's come full circle. Have you?
Circle of life. Totally. It's a lovely moment of being able to honour them in the set, because they are so important to me.
Have you received a phone call yet from the producers of A Devil Wears Prada? Because the sequel's coming out.
I know.
Right.
I know.
And obviously, Suddenly I See feature.
There's been no phone call yet. But I'm going to write a sequel. I'm going to write a sequel song and just send it to them.
A sequel song to Suddenly I See for The Devil Wears Prada 2. Yeah. And have you already...
It's called Suddenly I Saw. No, I'm not joking. I'm joking. It's not called that. It's not called that. No, I just thought it'd be fun to just...
Are you going to do it?
Yeah,
are you actually going to do it?
I don't know if it'll work, but
are you actually going to write a specific song which is a follow-up?
Yeah, I'm going to write a sequel song, and I'm going to send it to them, see what they think.
Because that also...
Oh, it's huge.
I mean, that film and that song, it worked.
I know.
That song worked
so
well with it.
And they just used the whole song, no edits, no dialogue over the top. It was basically a free music video with Anne Hathaway in it.
I mean, if you're going to pick somebody to be in a free music
video...
Not bad.
Imagine how expensive she would have been for a music video.
And see, when you go to the cinema and you see that on the big screen and it's your song blasting out, was that
amazing.
Weird?
Whenever it comes on in a hotel, I'm just like...
Do you watch it?
But when it came out, I was on tour.
Right.
And I had a bunch of guys in my band at the time, and, indie boys. And we were in, like, North Carolina or somewhere. And we went to this tiny little cinema, all got our ticket for, like, $5 and some popcorn, sat down. Film starts, song comes on. All the lads just jumped out their seats. They were like, yeah, Katie! And then 10 minutes in, they were like, this is rubbish, we're leaving. And they just thought it was like a terrible chick flick. And all the other people in the cinema should be like, we thought they were really enjoying it. It seemed so exciting. And now they've left. So it was pretty funny.
So you're out right now touring, 20 years of Eye to the Telescope. You enjoying it?
I'm loving it. One of my favourite things is we do have my face like 20 feet high. Well, it's not 20 feet high, but 15 feet high.
Well, it's still high.
On the side of the bus.
Yeah, it's high.
We're like, and I wouldn't usually do that. And it's just like billboard.
Are you happy with the picture?
I'm on the bus cooking my tea because I've got a little hob and a pan. And I can see people like taking pictures of the bus outside. I'm like, if they only knew I was rock and roll making soup on the bus. On a wee. It's called Hob Marley.
Is it my little? Oh, the wee Hob Marley.
It's my little travel hob.
And see that picture that's on the bus. Did you get final say on that?
Well, I didn't even need... I mean, it's the original artwork.
Oh, the original artwork.
Yeah,
I thought they might have tried to do something a little bit different for the 20th anniversary.
Well, one side is the UK album cover. And the artwork that's on this new re-release is actually the American
version
artwork.
Right. Okay.
And it was all black and white, but now it's got all the cosmic
stuff.
Hair and the braces are now universe.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. I just think the artwork and the packaging so beautiful. I'm so happy people are really into vinyl these days. People are really into CDs still.
My 22-year-old son, vinyl all the way.
Yeah.
Vinyl all the way. Won't buy anything else other than
A
vinyl.
friend of mine in America's daughter's 16 and they're getting her a second-hand car. And she said, make sure it's pre-2016 because I want a CD player.
No way.
So CDs.
Why did I just sound American there when I said
no
that?
No way.
That was crazy.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, CDs are officially still alive.
Yeah. You've been a star.
It's the dream.
So will we meet up again in another 20 years?
Yeah. I'll have my walker.
Yes, and I'll have the machine thing, the go-kart thing.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's
Appreciate
great to
that.
see you.
You too.